Oh man, guys, I hope you're sitting down because we have some big news today, straight from the giant bird's mouth. One Piece, you all know One Piece, right? Our beloved shonen manga is going to be getting a live-action Hollywood TV drama adaptation. I am not even kidding about this. This is happening. This is so surreal to me because it's Hollywood. It's like a big budget thing, you know? It's not going to be like some tiny thing or like some web series or something. No, this is going to be like a Hollywood production. I could totally, like most people in America don't even know what fucking One Piece is, probably. So, like, Hollywood can come out and be like, okay, yeah, we're adapting One Piece into a TV drama. And of course, you and I get it, but I figure most people in America would look at that and be like, okay, what the fuck is One Piece? I'm like, oh, it's huge in Japan. It's all about pirates that have superpowers. And most people would be like, okay, that sounds cool. Right, but now begins the difficult casting process, and I know we all have a bunch of different ideas on who can play which character. If you want to know where I weigh in on this, Scarlett Johansson as Nami, most definitely. I love Scarlett Johansson, so she has to be included in there. For Zoro, I'm thinking Vin Diesel. Yeah, I know he's bald and everything, but we could tack on a green wig. I think he can play that part rather nicely. Let's see here. Oh, Brooke. I have a perfect idea for Brooke. Let's go Steven Tyler. He's already a rock star, and he's pretty much a skeleton at the moment anyway, so I think that would work really good for him. Now for Luffy, for the main character Luffy, I mean that's a big hat to fill, and I'm gonna make a controversial judgment call on this, but try to follow me. Tom Holland. I don't know. I really liked his portrayal as Peter Parker. I think he can make it work. What do you think about that? Comment below on who you would like to play your favorite Straw Hat characters in this live-action it says it's a television drama, so I don't know where this is going, but it's weird times we live in, guys. Let's just roll with it. Alright, let's go to the intro. Hey guys, Tekking101 here, here to review One Piece chapter 873 titled, In a Sweet Bind. Not as in like, oh sweet, we're in a bind. More of like, we are trapped in a very precarious predicament that just happens to be laden with a lot of sweets, such as chocolate and various types of sugars. Not a situation you find yourself in quite often unless you get locked in Willy Wonka's chocolate factory, but for right now, that is the situation we find ourselves in. But first we see the cover page, the continuation of Bartolomeo's crew's adventure, and I mean, they're just stomping around the new world, landing on random islands. They're eventually going to hit some Yonko territory at some point. Hey, just be glad they didn't hit Kaido territory, because trying to, you know, hawk all your Straw Hat merch on an island controlled by Kaido probably would result in your death in 2.6 seconds. But yeah, sure enough, the townspeople, after realizing that Bartolomeo's trying to sell them all this, like, Straw Hat crap, they just point up to the top and you see a flag there, Red Hair Shanks' Red Hair Pirate Cruise. So, yeah, they, you know what, it's funny, I would imagine, wouldn't Bartolomeo know all about Shanks? At least, I don't know, is that public knowledge that Shanks is the one that kind of like led Luffy on to become a pirate? I don't think that is public knowledge. I know it's public knowledge that Luffy is the son of Dragon and everything, but I don't think it's like common knowledge that Shanks and Luffy have met each other and have a history. So, now, that doesn't mean, just because it's under Shanks' territory doesn't mean that Shanks is actually on the island. He's probably not. But, if Bartolomeo does something stupid, like kill a person on the island, which he already probably did, pretty sure that guy's dead, Shanks could show up, and he would be none too pleased about that. But then maybe Bartolomeo could go on like, oh, you don't understand, I love Luffy, senpai! Shanks is just like, what the fuck? Okay, like, I don't know if Shanks would view him as an ally in that situation, or like, okay, you're a weird fanboy, I need to kill you because you're causing problems on my island, you know, get off, or, you know, whatever. Anyway, hope to see how that turns out. I hope Bartolomeo, I hope he doesn't get too too banged up by Shanks there. Be careful there, you green-haired bastard. Alright, so we cut back over to the Whole Cake Island. The Whole Cake Chateau that has turned into an actual cake has fallen, and then there's like a rescue effort going on. Everyone in Sweet City's like, oh my god, bring in the wheelbarrow, we need to get this whipped cream out of it. Oh my god, it's a family of 3 being crushed by sprinkles. Hurry up, get them out of there. You know, everyone's trying to save people. Meanwhile, we have the Big Mom Pirates. We have Charlotte Capote, the first daughter of the Big Mom family, and she has got the fruit bowl hat thing. We see, you know, Baron Tamago, or Duke Chicken, however you want to call him at this point. They're all gathering together. They're trying to figure out, you know, different squads to go after the Straw Hats. Duke Chicken comes up and he's like, oh, bonsoir, I didn't know that it was actually Beijing that was the traitor in the midst, and I believed in his power. Oh, such a fool. They also bring up how the communication at the tea party was cut off, you know, so they don't really know what was going on. And so Charlotte Oven brings up, like, okay, well, was there anything major going on that we needed to know about? And that's when they bring up the whole thing with the Sun Pirates. They were moored on the Eastern Bay, and now they're gone. They left. They scrammed, you know. Peckhams then shows up after being, you know, tied to the post by the Sun Pirates. I guess he managed to free himself, and he shows up. He's like, oh, cow. Okay, hold on, guys. All right, so the Sun Pirates, they left, they're out of here. This was all part of Jinbei's plan. He wasn't actually, even when he said he was defecting and he said he wasn't, it's true that he double-crossed us, so, or triple-crossed us, however you want to call it like that, so he's really joining the Straw Hats now. This was all kind of part of his plan. So they're like, okay, we're kind of figuring out what's going on here. We're kind of piecing this together. The next thing is trying to figure out exactly what went down. How did the entire Whole Cake Chateau fall over? They figure it probably wasn't the Straw Hats that did this because they were on top of the cake. So they were trying to figure out, like, oh, maybe it had something to do with the Sun Pirates. Well, you know, not exactly. I mean, it was the Tamete Bako, which does have links to, you know, the Neptune family and, you know, the Ryuga Kingdom and everything in Fishman Island. So, if they ever do find out that it was a booby-trapped Tamete Bako, I don't think they would ever find out about it because the thing is obliterated now. It's gone. There's no evidence. But if they ever did find out that it was the Tamete Bako or the Sun Pirates had some connection to that, that's not going to be good for Fishman Island, which is currently under the protection of Big Mom. Big Mom, you know, at the best case scenario, she would just rescind her protection, and then you would have to find another Yonko to try to protect it. Like, all right, well, Whitebeard, that didn't work. Big Mom, that fell through. Okay, we either have Shanks, Blackbeard, or Kaido to protect our island from the pirate scourge. I guess I would go with Shanks in that situation, but keep in mind, by the way, with Shanks, you know, Shanks is... he's a good guy from our perspective because he's an ally of the Straw Hats, but put Shanks in the perspective of the regular citizens of the One Piece world. Shanks is a good-natured guy, you know, but he's still a Yonko. He's still a pirate. He's not buddy-buddy with everybody, okay? We only know him like that because he's an ally of Luffy. But from most people, asking for protection of a Yonko or, you know, running afoul of a Yonko is not a good thing. You know, you might be like, well, Shanks probably won't be the kind of guy that'll, like, string you up and torture you like Kaido would, but he's still a force to be reckoned with, you know? Remember when Ace first met Shanks? You know, Shanks was all ready to have a fucking brawl with him until Ace told him that he was Luffy's brother, you know, so whatever. But that's the best case scenario. The worst case scenario is they launch an attack on the Fishman Island for, like, treason, and then they burn the fucking place to the ground. That's the worst case scenario, but we don't know how that's gonna go, if that's even gonna pan out anywhere. Right, so then you have Katakuri. He gets some information from Daifuku, the third son, the guy with the genie. He comes up and says, you know, we've already sent out squads against the Straw Hats. There's another squad that's going toward the Germa Kingdom to try to, you know, beat some sense into them, I guess. And so Katakuri's like, all right, Brule, you come with me. And Brule's like, oh yeah, brother, we're gonna kick the shit out of the Straw Hats. Katakuri, Dogtooth is very serious about that. You can imagine his pride's been damaged a little bit, considering he could see into the future a little bit, and there was really nothing he could do to avoid this circumstance. So Katakuri's pretty serious here. He's just like, oh yes, we are gonna capture Straw Hat, and I'm gonna stretch out his neck until it's 1 millimeter across, cut that shit with a pair of scissors, mount his head up on my fireplace, and I'm gonna jerk off to it every night for what he's done. Holy shit! Yeah, that was pretty intense there. Calm down, Dogtooth. We'll catch him. We'll catch him. It's okay. Anyway, before that Dogtooth can enact this plan of revenge, we hear shouting in the distance, and it turns out that it's Smoothie. So remember, last chapter, Smoothie was trying to reassure Big Mom, everything's gonna be cool, Mama, and then we had the hunger pangs take into action there, and she wants her wedding cake. So everyone's like, run, get out of the city as fast as you can, and then you see Big Mom looming behind Smoothie in the rubble, like, ah! And so Monte door, Katakuri, oven, you know, everyone's freaking out. She's smashing buildings like she did before. She has armament hockey up on her hands. Cake! Cake! Give me cake! You know? So they're like, oh crap, okay, how are we gonna do this? That cake was not easy to make. I'm like, alright, well the only person that could possibly recreate it is Streusen, the head chef, so let's see what's up with him. He is knocked out because throughout the process of saving everybody with Whole Cake Island, he managed to save the island, managed to change the cake into an actual cake, but he didn't make the landing that great himself. I guess he landed on the ground pretty hard, and so he's all bandaged up, he's knocked out. There's no way that he's gonna be able to make a cake in his condition. But Pero Sparrow, the first son of the Charlotte family, also the son of Streusen and Big Mom, I would assume, he's got an idea. He jumps up and try to get Big Mom's attention, because even when she's in her, like, hunger fit, she can still at least hear a little bit. I guess at least when the discussion is about candy. So Pero Sparrow gets up, and he's like, Mama, we do have a wedding cake. We saved some wedding cake from earlier, and it's the most delicious wedding cake ever. But those damn straw hats, Big Mom, they stole it, and they're heading off in that direction, and you should probably go get them. And Pero Sparrow's trying to, like, all right, we're gonna make these hunger pangs work to our advantage here. We're gonna send Big Mom herself after the straw hats, and in her fit of rage, she'll kill them. It works, but not in the same way that he thought it would. Big Mom immediately runs over to Pero Sparrow, looks him dead in the eye with the crazy eyes, you know, the swirly eye glare, and is like, if you're lying, then you'll pay with your own life. This is her oldest son that she's talking to here, you know? This is her firstborn son, firstborn child, most likely. Depends on who came first, Capote or Pero Sparrow, but Pero Sparrow's like, alright, yeah. So, this isn't working out too well, because even if Big Mom manages to level and destroy the Straw Hats, you know, she's gonna be right back, pissed off, and Pero Sparrow's gonna die. So, you know, even if they succeed, they still lose. But at least it gets them out of her hair for a little, out of their hair for a little bit. Stops her destroying the city anyway. So Big Mom summons Zeus, the Thunderhead. She jumps on the cloud and speeds off toward the Straw Hats. By the way, what the fuck is up with Prometheus in this one panel? He looks like derp. Okay. Anyway, she's you know, rage fuming, heading straight for the Straw Hats. You know, big explosion behind him. Zeus is going top speed. We cut back over to the Big Mom pirates, and they're like, all right, we bought some time here. Now we need to figure out. We need to figure out how to create a cake. But the head chef is out of commission. What the fuck we're gonna do? I mean, if only we had some sort of master chef that can create a cake. Wait a second. Master chef. Cake. I think I know the perfect person for this. We're talking about Sanji. Oh, it's pudding. Shit. Okay. Yeah. I guess, yeah, I guess pudding would be a good alternative. I loved how a lot of people were talking about, like, oh, it's gonna be Sanji. He's gonna be the one that's gonna create the cake. I'm like, I'm sure he could, but why? Why would he do that? Hurry up, Luffy! We gotta get away from Big Mom's territory! Oh, Big Mom's wrecking her territory! That's the perfect opportunity for us to leave. Yeah, no, I can't. We gotta make a cake first. I mean, look, I get it. The Straw Hats aren't bad people. Sanji doesn't want to watch other people die, but if you have an opportunity to escape when the alternative is certain death, take the opportunity to escape. Don't sit around and make sweets and delicatessens, you know what I mean? But anyway, no, it's Pudding that's the one that shows up, and she's like, I'm a master of chocolate. Me and Chiffon, who's a master of chiffon cake, you know, of course, we can combine our efforts together, and we can create a cake that should be able to satiate Big Mom. We're gonna need to get our supplies from Choco Town, where they find out that she reigns over, so that's why she said Pudding was on Chocolate Town when the Straw Hats first arrived. That was kind of her territory. that specific island for her. So, I mean, well, you know, it was the Minister of Chocolate that was ruling over. Maybe she was the Minister of Chocolate. That actually makes a lot of sense, because I don't think we ever found out who the Minister of Chocolate was. But anyway, yeah, Pudding shows off her third eye and the pistol, and they're like, oh, it's evil Pudding. So, oh, okay, everyone was aware of that. She also brings up Sanji, and she's like, Sanji insulted me, that bastard. So I don't know if this is like super yandere mode, overdrive activated, where it's like, I'm gonna beat the shit out of him, but I still kind of have the hots for him. Or if it's like a legitimate, I just want to kill him because he made me feel feelings, the bastard. I don't know which one it is. So yeah, it's either that or it's that she's pretending it. She's like saying like, Sanji insulted me, that bastard. But then she's thinking like, what a beautiful eye. It's actually, she's just telling everybody else that Sanji insulted me, but in reality, she really does have the hots for him. It's just like, I can't tell anybody that I do, or she doesn't know how these feelings work yet. I don't know. But that's the plan. Make a cake, get Chiffon. She might actually be trying to help the Straw Hats out a little bit here, given the fact that Chiffon is involved and she might actually have secret feelings for Sanji that she's covering up. She might actually be an ally, so don't throw that idea out quite yet. So meanwhile, we cut back over to the Straw Hats. We see Nami leading the charge to the seducing woods to try to get the hell out of there. She's riding up on Jinbei. We see King Bomb there, who was previously cut in half, who is now stitched back up, so I don't know who stitched him back up. I mean, Leo's a few islands back, but whatever, it's cool. It seems like he's back in commission so they can hop on King Bomb and start riding off. The reason that Nami can still kind of control King Bomb is because she still does have part of Big Mom's Vivera card that Lola gave her. I guess she ripped it in half, and yeah, they got one half of it, but now she still has the other half. So she, even as long as they have a scrap of that paper, she'll be able to manipulate the creatures, the homies that Big Mom creates. So they jump on King Bomb, and, you know, they're like, make for the seducing woods. We won't be able to get trapped in it as long as we're riding King Bomb. He's like the master of the seducing woods, so we should be able to get to the sunny, no problem. Oh wait, no, except there is quite little bit of a minor problem, just a little bit of an issue. Big Mom is rage moding right the fuck toward them, and her tongue is like, holy shit. That's how you can tell when Big Mom is serious, the state that her tongue is currently in, and it's looking Sparrow levels right there. So yeah, I guess that's certainly his mother, but damn, you have Napoleon the Bicorn hat out with the sword drawn, ready to go. It's not looking pretty good. King Bomb is freaking out, and then you just have Big Mom, give me that fucking cake! And break next week. So we have to wait a little bit for that intensity. But yeah, I don't know where this is going to go from here. I mean, you do have Sanji with you, who would be capable of making a sweet that would satiate Big Mom, but there's not a lot of ingredients around, you know? It's like you're on top of a giant magical tree trunk. Not a lot of ingredients to work with there, so I guess maybe Sanji could try to pull something out of his ass, but I'm not sure how that's gonna go. It's either the Big Mom Pirates get involved there with the chiffon cake, or something else, because I don't, like, Luffy's freaking out. Luffy's like, Big Mom shit! Like, yeah, we don't know if they're gonna be able to beat this. I mean, best case scenario, maybe they'll just, manage to escape on Big Mom, they'll be able to outrun her, but, I mean, like, I don't think they will. She's moving pretty fast. King Bomb is kind of stuck to the ground. He's like moving around with his roots. Big Mom can fly, so I don't know how that's gonna go. I thought this arc was gonna wrap up fairly neatly in a nice bow. You know, Big Mom goes on a rage mode, wrecks the town, and Luffy and the others get on the sunny and then sail away into the sunset. I thought that's the way this was gonna go down, but clearly there's gonna be one more big altercation before they get off the island. And hey, whatever, I'm welcome to that. I'm cool with new things. We're seeing where this is going. So, yeah, it's gonna be about 2 weeks until the next chapter. Actually, it says break next week, resuming publication in the double issue, so I don't know, I guess that it's just 2 weeks, right, or maybe 3 weeks. It's a while yet, but yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Catch you back here next time. This will be Tekking101 signing out. Love you guys.